The poster boy for White Day is back on Raid Up, but the question is he worth your quartz? Hello everyone, Soberoni of G&A Reviews here, bringing you a spotlight update for the man who answers the question, what happens when you gender bend a gender bent character? Proto-Arthur. It's been 3 long years since my initial spotlight on the OG King of England, and for those OGs of the channel, you may remember that I wasn't so kind to him the first time around, so he gets a C- from me. By the way, this isn't a video done to particularly shit on Arthur. I just gotta be honest, he needs a lot of help to even be average for a 5-star. But with his sudden rate up and those 2 big buffs that he's gotten since release, it's only fair that we give him a second look. So has Arthur risen to the occasion, or is he doomed to forever live in the shadow of his slightly bustier counterpart? Let's break it down. But before we do, if you want to give Arthur a little something special for White Day, then make sure you click that like button, subscribe, and ring my bell so you can catch all of these servant spotlights as they go up, and you can help out the channel. Also, if you haven't already, consider stopping by for a stream. We stream on Twitch every Saturday at 8 PM Eastern, and this Saturday will be our monthly FGO karaoke stream where we sing, get wasted, and try our best to play FGO all at the same time. So if that sounds like fun to you, or if you're just looking for a great community of FGO players to hang out with on a Saturday night, then make sure you check the description for that link. And now, without further ado, let's talk Proto-Arthur. Since his release, Proto-Arthur has received 2 substantial buffs. Firstly, his Instinct has been buffed to Dazzling Journey rank EX, which now grants him double the crit stars and a 50% buff to his crit damage for 3 turns. And with this new rate up, Proto-Arthur is now receiving a buff to his Mana Burst, changing it to Sign of the Red Dragon rank A. The Buster buff now lasts for 3 turns, and his NP gain will increase by 30% for those 3 turns as well. Arthur's new Mana Burst is without a doubt his best upgrade. Extending that duration to 3 turns does wonders for farming and helping him maintain consistent damage. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a 30% NP charge like Artoria or Mordred, but he can still be an effective farmer once Oberon and Vich drop in NA. Instead of a 30% charge, Arthur gets a 30% NP gain buff to match alongside his 20% charge on his 3rd skill. And that isn't such a bad trade-off, especially since he does have 2 good arch cards in his deck to take advantage of, so Arthur can build meter really quickly just using his face cards. And that links up perfectly with his other buff, Dazzling Journey. The Star Bomb now drops 30 crit stars, essentially giving Arthur a free crit turn. You can easily just pop this skill right before a Brave Chain and get either a huge boost in damage from his Buster card crits or a massive NP gain charge from his arch crits. This does give Arthur some versatility as a crit DPS, and the high uptime on his skills makes him feel better suited for longer fights, where he can dish out more consistent sustained damage. In contrast to Mordred and Artoria, with the former being better suited for high burst damage, and the latter being a better farmer. So I guess you can say, Proto-Arthur finally at least has a workable niche. In my initial spotlight, I bemoaned the lack of originality and synergy in Arthur's kit. His initial skills were the definition of generic copy and paste, and he reeked of year 1 game design mechanics. Thankfully though, these buffs have made his playstyle a little bit more polished and modern. A little. Because for as strong as the buff to his Mana Burst is, Arthur still, unfortunately, lacks an NP interlude, which puts him way behind the damage scale of most other AoE sabers. Additionally, while he can be a serviceable crit DPS, he also lacks any kind of Star Absorb, which means that outside of his 1 turn of Instinct, he will struggle to crit consistently without a ton of help. So even though Arthur is in a much better place than he was before, he still lags behind many of the other SSR sabers. He can be used successfully on the right team though, namely a team that can provide him with crit stars and significantly boost his damage. Servants like Shakespeare, Brynn, Caster Wu, and of course Vich are best suited for him. Vich is the best pure Buster support in the game once she drops in NA, so naturally she'll hyper-inflate Arthur's damage. Wu has great general support skills for Buster servants, especially in longer fights. Brynn's targetable star weight buff can help with Arthur's consistency, and Shakespeare can provide buffs to Buster damage, crit star generating, and even NP charge, which makes him the perfect free-to-play option. For CEs, go with anything that buffs Buster damage or crit damage, like Joint Recital, Limited Zero, Aerial Drive, or even Talk on the Hot Sands for the added star weight effect. As for command codes, any code that buffs star weight and crit damage like Majin-san is excellent on Arthur. Overall, Proto-Arthur has been significantly upgraded over the years. His new skills allow him to fill the niche of a sustained crit DPS in Buster teams, and he even has versatility as a farmer and NP looper with Vitch, due to his AoE Noble Phantasm and his NP charge. However, he does still pale in comparison to most of the other 5-star sabers when it comes to overall damage output due to his lack of an NP interlude, and he's still missing some key features of his role like a Star Absorb buff. That said, I am upgrading his score from a C- to a B-. Arthur is definitely competent at his role and he's more than usable, but he is still far from the best pick even within his class. And those are my thoughts on Arthur. If you're planning on rolling for him for husbando reasons, then I wish you all of the luck. But for those strictly concerned with gameplay, I think you're better off just saving and hoping for the inevitable Artoria spook. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please do leave a like if you enjoyed the video, or subscribe if you really enjoyed it. Follow us over on Twitter, chill with us on Twitch, and join the party on our Discord, all linked in the description down below. And until next time, this is Soberoni, signing out. Later.